Imagine this, a young entrepreneur named Alex, filled with ambition, brimming with ideas, and dead set on creating something meaningful. But despite all his passion, he was struggling. His startup wasn't gaining traction, investors weren't showing interest, and his team was starting to feel disheartened. Alex knew he needed guidance but wasn't sure where to turn. One day, a mentor handed him a book called The Art of the Start to Point Zero by Guy Kawasaki. As Alex read through the pages, he found clarity. Kawasaki's approach to launching a business wasn't just about passion. It was about practical strategies and actionable steps. Alex followed the book's advice. He fine-tuned his mission, crafted a solid pitch, and adopted Kawasaki's core principles on leadership. Gradually, Alex's business started gaining momentum, attracting investors, and inspiring his team. The Art of the Start to Point Zero changed the course of Alex's life by teaching him that starting a business is more than just a dream. It's about aligning vision with execution. This book has guided countless readers, like Alex, who are serious about making a difference through their businesses. Kawasaki's insights provide readers with a roadmap to overcome the common pitfalls of entrepreneurship, making it an essential guide for anyone with the desire to bring an idea to life. Here's an in-depth look at Chapter 1 of The Art of the Start to Point Zero by Guy Kawasaki. Lays the foundation for understanding how successful ventures begin, from mindset to practical first steps. Chapter 1, The Art of Starting. In The Art of the Start to Point Zero, Guy Kawasaki introduces the concept of starting right by challenging readers to focus on creating meaning instead of merely chasing profits. For Kawasaki, a successful business isn't just about the bottom line. It's about making a positive impact. His perspective on entrepreneurship is refreshing and transformative, especially for those new to the entrepreneurial journey. Kawasaki encourages readers to begin by considering the value they bring to the world, be it solving a problem, addressing a gap in the market, or simply creating something people will genuinely benefit from. Making meaning over money. Kawasaki's philosophy centers on the idea of making meaning, which he argues should be the foundation of any new venture. According to him, entrepreneurs who are driven by a desire to create value, help people, or make a difference ultimately build stronger businesses than those focused solely on financial gain. This is because businesses that prioritize meaning are more likely to inspire loyalty, resonate with customers, and cultivate a motivated team. To help entrepreneurs determine the core purpose of their business, Kawasaki offers 3 guiding questions. 1. Does this business increase the quality of life? A good starting point is to consider whether the product or service improves people's lives. For instance, innovations like clean energy solutions, educational tools, or products that reduce environmental impact naturally bring value to society and often find enthusiastic supporters. 2. Does it right or wrong? Addressing injustices or helping underserved communities can be a powerful motivator. A business like Tom's Shoes, which provides a pair of shoes to someone in need for every pair sold, exemplifies this approach. 3. Does it prevent the end of something good? Kawasaki refers to this as preserving something valuable, such as traditions, knowledge, or a specific way of life. Businesses that champion artisan skills or local craftsmanship often resonate with customers who want to preserve cultural heritage. Kawasaki insists that entrepreneurs who start with these questions often find that their businesses attract passionate advocates and committed customers, because people gravitate toward companies with a purpose beyond profit. Getting started with the MVP, minimum viable product, with a clear purpose in mind. Kawasaki emphasizes the importance of creating a minimum viable product MVP as quickly as possible. The MVP, a concept popularized by Eric Ries in the Lean Startup, is the simplest version of a product that can still deliver value to customers. Kawasaki believes that launching with an MVP helps entrepreneurs test their ideas in the real world without spending excessive time or resources on perfecting every detail. Kawasaki's advice is to release an MVP early, and then gather feedback from actual customers to improve the product. This approach, known as iteration, allows entrepreneurs to learn directly from their users, adjusting the product based on real-world feedback. Not only does this reduce the risk of investing heavily in features or designs that customers might not care about, but it also accelerates the product's evolution by focusing on what customers actually want. He cautions against paralysis by analysis, where entrepreneurs become so focused on perfecting their product that they never launch. Instead, Kawasaki encourages action, suggesting that the best way to learn is to get the product out there, observe user reactions, and refine as needed. This process not only saves resources, but also validates the business concept by proving that people are willing to engage with the product in its most basic form, building a strong team and company culture. Kawasaki also underscores the importance of building a solid team. In his view, a company's success relies heavily on the people behind it, so assembling a team that believes in the company's mission is critical. He recommends hiring individuals who not only possess the required skills but also align with the company's values and culture, enthusiasm, passion, and a shared belief in the company's purpose or traits. He values more than mere qualifications. To build this kind of team, Kawasaki advises entrepreneurs to look for people who are infected with a passion for the mission. People who truly care about the company's purpose will go the extra mile and bring their creativity and dedication to the table, making the startup stronger from the outset. Kawasaki also mentions the importance of fostering a collaborative and supportive work environment. He believes that a positive company culture, where team members feel valued and inspired, often leads to greater productivity and innovation. To him, the culture is what keeps the team motivated through challenges and motivates them to work toward a common goal. The role of pitching in starting right. Pitching is another area Kawasaki highlights in Chapter 1. He believes that every entrepreneur should master the art of the pitch, as it is essential not only for securing investors but also for attracting customers, partners, and employees. However, Kawasaki emphasizes that pitching is about more than just selling a product. It's about telling a compelling story that conveys the purpose and vision behind the venture. He offers several practical tips for effective pitching. Keep it simple and focused. Kawasaki advises entrepreneurs to avoid jargon and overly technical language. Instead, they should aim to make their pitch understandable to everyone, regardless of their background. The goal is to communicate the essence of the business clearly. Tell a story. Stories are memorable and emotionally engaging, which is why Kawasaki encourages using storytelling to convey the mission and vision of the company. By sharing a story that illustrates the company's impact, entrepreneurs can make a stronger connection with their audience. Focus on the problem and solution. Kawasaki believes that a successful pitch highlights a real problem that people face and then presents the product as the solution. This approach shows the audience the tangible value of the product. By perfecting the art of pitching, entrepreneurs can attract support from investors, customers, and partners, helping them build momentum from the very start. Testing and validating the idea. In the early stages, Kawasaki stresses the importance of testing and validating the idea. This means that entrepreneurs should continuously seek feedback from real customers to ensure that their product meets a genuine need. Kawasaki encourages entrepreneurs to avoid getting too attached to their initial ideas. Instead, they should remain open to making changes based on customer feedback. This feedback loop allows entrepreneurs to refine their product iteratively, ensuring it aligns with customer expectations and solves their problems. Kawasaki believes that this process of testing and validation helps entrepreneurs avoid costly mistakes and ensures that their product resonates with the target audience. Overcoming fear and self-doubt. Starting a business often involves taking risks, and Kawasaki addresses the inevitable fear and self-doubt that come with it. He reminds entrepreneurs that these feelings are normal, and that almost everyone experiences them at some point. Instead of letting fear hold them back, Kawasaki encourages entrepreneurs to embrace it as part of the journey. He stresses that action is the antidote to fear. By taking concrete steps, entrepreneurs can overcome self-doubt and gain confidence. Kawasaki also highlights the importance of resilience. Challenges and setbacks are part of any entrepreneurial journey, and Kawasaki urges entrepreneurs to view them as learning experiences. By persevering through difficulties, entrepreneurs not only build their business but also develop the mental toughness needed to navigate future obstacles. Chapter 2. The Art of Positioning. In The Art of Positioning, Kawasaki emphasizes that positioning is foundational to a business's success. It's not just about what your product is. It's about how people perceive it and the value they believe it brings to their lives. Positioning defines how your product stands out from competitors, what unique benefits it offers, and why it deserves customer attention. Kawasaki explains that effective positioning can transform an ordinary product into something that feels essential to consumers. Defining your position. Kawasaki begins by stressing the importance of clarity in defining your position. He warns against vague or overly complex positioning statements, which often confuse or lose the interest of potential customers. Instead, he advises entrepreneurs to simplify their message and focus on communicating a single, clear idea that sticks in the customer's mind. To define an effective position, Kawasaki suggests answering the following questions. 1. What does your product do? This is the fundamental starting point. Clearly articulating the function of your product is key to helping customers understand what you offer. 2. What makes your product unique? Identify what sets your product apart from similar offerings in the market. This could be a unique feature, a different approach, or a better experience. 3. Why should customers care? Ultimately, positioning is about answering the "what's in it for me" question. Kawasaki emphasizes the importance of tying your product's features to real customer needs or desires. By addressing specific problems or fulfilling wishes, your product becomes relevant. Kawasaki highlights that clarity and specificity in positioning are vital, as they allow customers to understand exactly what your product is and why it matters. The power of differentiation. Once you've defined your product's core purpose, the next step is to ensure that it stands out. Kawasaki stresses that effective differentiation is essential in a crowded market. He explains that differentiation means creating a product or brand identity that is distinct from competitors, which often requires a deep understanding of your market and audience. To differentiate your product, Kawasaki recommends focusing on unique attributes that are difficult for competitors to replicate. He also points out that effective differentiation is often about the experience or brand persona as much as it is about the product itself. Apple, for example, stands out not just because of its products, but also because of the distinctive design and user experience it offers. Kawasaki cautions against trying to please everyone, as this often results in a watered-down product that fails to appeal strongly to anyone. Instead, he encourages entrepreneurs to embrace a specific niche or target audience, tailoring their positioning to resonate deeply with that group. By doing so, a business can create a loyal customer base that appreciates the unique value it provides. Creating a mantra, not a mission statement. Kawasaki introduces the concept of a mantra. In contrast to the traditional mission statement, he argues that many mission statements are too long, generic, or complex to be truly useful in guiding a business or resonating with customers. Instead, Kawasaki suggests creating a mantra, a short, powerful phrase that captures the essence of what the company stands for and why it exists. A mantra should be no more than 3 or 4 words and should be easy for anyone to understand and remember. Kawasaki provides examples of effective mantras such as Nike, authentic athletic performance; FedEx, peace of mind; Disney, fun family entertainment. These mantras focus on the core value that each company provides and are easy to remember, making them effective tools for both employees and customers to understand what the company is about. According to Kawasaki, a mantra helps guide decision-making and aligns the organization around a shared purpose. Focusing on the market sweet spot. Kawasaki discusses the concept of the market sweet spot, which he defines as the intersection of 3 key factors. 1. What you are good at. 2. What you are passionate about. 3. What the market needs. Finding this sweet spot is crucial for creating a sustainable business that can stand out in the market. Kawasaki explains that focusing on something you're good at and passionate about gives you the motivation and ability to persevere through challenges. However, it's equally important to ensure there is a market demand for your product or service. No matter how skilled or enthusiastic you are, if there is no demand, the venture is unlikely to succeed. By aligning strengths, passions, and market needs, Kawasaki believes entrepreneurs can identify a positioning that is both compelling and sustainable. Using first, only, and best to guide positioning, Kawasaki introduces the first, only and best framework as a way to refine positioning. This approach encourages entrepreneurs to consider whether their product can be positioned as the first of its kind, the only one with certain characteristics, or the best in its category. Each of these positions offers a different advantage. First, being the first product in a new category can provide a significant competitive edge, as customers tend to remember and trust pioneers only if your product is unique in a way that others cannot easily replicate. This only factor can create strong brand loyalty. Best, positioning your product as the best in its category requires consistently delivering superior quality, service, or features. Kawasaki explains that while aiming to be the best is often the most challenging, it is also highly rewarding. When customers view a product as the best, they are often willing to pay a premium for it. He emphasizes that entrepreneurs should choose one of these positions and focus their messaging accordingly. Telling a compelling story. Storytelling is another powerful tool Kawasaki recommends for effective positioning. He argues that facts and figures alone rarely inspire people. Instead, it's the emotional connection that a good story creates. Stories humanize the product, allowing customers to see how it fits into their lives or solves a problem they care about. Kawasaki suggests that a compelling story should focus on the problem, describe the problem that the product is designed to solve. The solution, explain how the product provides a solution that others don't. The impact, show the positive change the product can bring to people's lives. By focusing on the customer's experience and emotions, entrepreneurs can create a positioning that resonates on a personal level. Building trust with credibility. Trust is a crucial component of effective positioning. Kawasaki explains that trust is built over time, through consistent actions and delivering on promises. However, he offers some practical ways for startups to establish credibility early on. Testimonials and case studies. Real stories from satisfied customers can demonstrate the value of the product. Endorsements from experts, support from industry experts, or influencers can lend credibility. Data and research, if possible. Use data or research to back up claims about the product's effectiveness. Kawasaki points out that building trust should be a priority for new businesses, as it lays the foundation for long-term relationships with customers. The power of focus. In positioning, Kawasaki emphasizes the importance of focus. He warns against trying to position a product as everything to everyone, which can dilute the brand's message. Instead, he encourages entrepreneurs to concentrate on a specific value proposition and stick to it. This focus not only makes the product more memorable but also strengthens its appeal to the target audience. According to Kawasaki, many startups fail because they spread themselves too thin, trying to appeal to multiple audiences or adding too many features. A focused positioning strategy helps avoid this pitfall by ensuring that the product's identity remains clear and consistent. Chapter 3. The Art of Pitching. If there's one skill every entrepreneur needs, Kawasaki insists, it's pitching. In Chapter 3, he shares valuable insights on how to craft a pitch that captures attention and builds interest in your idea. Pitching isn't just about explaining your product. It's about telling a story that resonates with your audience. Kawasaki introduces his famous October 20-30 rule for creating an effective pitch deck. 10 slides, enough to cover the essentials without overwhelming. 20 minutes, the ideal duration to maintain attention. 30-point font, big enough so the audience can read the text without strain. He explains that a good pitch should begin with the problem you're solving, and then introduce your solution. The pitch should also address your business model, your target market, and the competitive landscape. Kawasaki emphasizes the importance of ending with a call to action, something that tells the audience exactly what you want them to do. Whether it's investing, partnering, or spreading the word, Kawasaki's practical tips in Chapter 3 give entrepreneurs a roadmap for delivering clear, concise, and compelling pitches. He highlights the power of storytelling, suggesting that facts and figures alone aren't enough. People are moved by stories, so make sure your pitch tells one. Chapter 4. The Art of Building a Team. In Chapter 4, Kawasaki stresses the importance of building a strong, committed team. He shares that, in his experience, successful startups are the result of collective talent and collaboration, not just one person's vision. Kawasaki advises entrepreneurs to look for people who not only have the right skills, but also share the startup's mission. He stresses that a team should be diverse, bringing different perspectives and strengths to the table. He also talks about the concept of hire better than yourself. According to Kawasaki, entrepreneurs should aim to build a team of individuals who bring unique expertise and can challenge each other to grow. He believes that team members should complement each other, creating an environment where strengths balance out weaknesses. Kawasaki provides practical steps for team building, such as setting clear roles and expectations, building trust, and fostering open communication. His emphasis on team culture is clear. Everyone should feel connected to the mission and motivated to contribute to the startup's success. Chapter 5. The Art of Fundraising. In Chapter 5, Kawasaki tackles a significant aspect of entrepreneurship, fundraising. For many startups, securing funding is essential to scale and achieve long-term goals. However, Kawasaki explains that successful fundraising is about more than just pitching to investors. It's about understanding the mindset of investors and building strong relationships. He discusses the different types of funding, from angel investors to venture capital, and explains which might be most appropriate, depending on the stage and goals of the startup. Kawasaki warns against the common mistake of solely focusing on money. Instead, he suggests looking for investors who bring more than financial support, investors who offer mentorship, resources, and industry connections. Kawasaki also advises entrepreneurs to approach fundraising strategically, viewing it as a partnership rather than a transaction. He recommends being transparent and honest about your goals and challenges, as this builds trust with investors. Additionally, he explains that timing is crucial. Startups should seek funding only when they have a clear plan and can demonstrate a path to growth. In essence, Kawasaki's advice in Chapter 5 is to build a foundation of trust with investors, understand their expectations, and treat fundraising as a mutually beneficial relationship. Chapter 6. The Art of Socializing. In Chapter 6, Kawasaki emphasizes that social media is a powerful tool for connecting with audiences, spreading brand awareness, and engaging with customers on a personal level. He argues that the goal is to create an authentic brand that people feel connected to rather than merely using social media as a promotional tool. Kawasaki offers a few essential strategies for effective social media. Be present and authentic. Kawasaki explains that brands should aim for transparency and genuine interaction. This includes responding to comments, sharing stories about the business journey, and being human rather than just pushing products. Focus on quality content. Kawasaki encourages brands to post content that provides value to their audience. Instead of trying to go viral, the emphasis should be on creating helpful, educational, or entertaining content that resonates with followers. Adopt the ABCD framework. Kawasaki introduces the acronym ABCD to simplify the approach. Always be creating, distributing, and engaging. This framework encourages consistency and active participation in social media spaces. Kawasaki's message here is that social media success comes from being active and relatable, turning potential customers into loyal followers by building meaningful connections. Chapter 7. The Art of Bootstrapping. Bootstrapping is a lean, resourceful approach to building a business without external funding, relying instead on creative problem solving and maximizing what's available. Kawasaki emphasizes that bootstrapping can empower startups to stay focused, nimble, and efficient, helping them avoid common financial pitfalls that lead to early-stage business failures. He explains that by making smart decisions and practicing discipline, entrepreneurs can effectively manage their resources, even on a tight budget. Start small, think big. Kawasaki opens the chapter by encouraging entrepreneurs to adopt a start small, think big mindset. While the ultimate goal might be a high level of success, starting small and growing organically often leads to better outcomes than attempting to scale up too quickly. He argues that keeping initial costs low not only makes it easier to pivot when necessary, but also reduces the financial pressure and risk. Bootstrapping, Kawasaki notes, is about proving your concept on a small scale before investing heavily in growth. By validating your ideas through early sales and feedback, You can adjust your product or service to better fit the market, increasing the chances of long-term success. Focus on cash flow, not profit. A key principle Kawasaki stresses is that, in the early stages, cash flow matters more than profitability. Many startups fail because they run out of cash, even if they have a profitable business model on paper. Cash flow management means making sure there's enough money coming in to cover expenses, keeping the business afloat day to day. To optimize cash flow, Kawasaki suggests collecting payments quickly, make it easy for customers to pay, and encourage quick payments through incentives if possible. Minimizing expenses, cut costs wherever you can, avoiding unnecessary expenses or luxuries. Negotiating favorable terms with suppliers. Seek credit terms that allow for delayed payments or bulk discounts. By carefully managing cash flow, bootstrap businesses can extend their runway, buying time to achieve sustainable growth. Prioritize customer payments over venture capital. Kawasaki advises bootstrapped businesses to prioritize customer payments over raising venture capital. Relying on customers rather than investors keeps the business focused on meeting customer needs and demands. By focusing on creating value for customers, you build a loyal base that supports the business financially and grows organically through word of mouth. Relying on venture capital, on the other hand, can often pull businesses away from their core mission. Investors may push for rapid growth or impose metrics that aren't aligned with long-term goals. By relying primarily on customer revenue, you retain more control and flexibility in business decisions. The do-it-yourself approach. Bootstrapping encourages a DIY do-it-yourself approach, where founders learn new skills and handle tasks themselves to save money. Kawasaki notes that many startups outsource tasks that could be done in-house or by the founders, which often results in higher costs and reduced agility. By learning basic skills like design, social media marketing, or even coding, entrepreneurs can cut down on expenses and maintain greater control over their brand and products. While it's tempting to hire experts, Kawasaki stresses that founders who take the time to understand every aspect of their business are better equipped to make informed decisions and address issues as they arise. Of course, as the business grows, outsourcing or hiring specialists becomes necessary, but in the initial stages, doing things yourself can save both time and money. Leveraging free and low-cost resources. Another central theme in Chapter 7 is the use of free or low-cost tools and resources. Kawasaki explains that many of the tools needed to run a business, such as productivity software, marketing tools, and design platforms, are available for free or at a low cost. Entrepreneurs can leverage resources like social media for marketing, free design software for branding, and low-cost accounting tools to keep track of finances. Kawasaki advises founders to evaluate tools carefully and select only those that meet their immediate needs. As the business grows, it may make sense to invest in more advanced software. But during the bootstrapping phase, Kawasaki emphasizes that simplicity and affordability are key. Building partnerships. Kawasaki highlights the importance of strategic partnerships as a means of bootstrapping. Partnering with complementary businesses can allow startups to share resources, reach new audiences, and enhance their offerings without a significant financial investment. For example, if you sell a product, partnering with a company that offers a related service could help both companies reach more customers. He stresses that partnerships should be mutually beneficial and focused on shared goals. When both parties stand to gain, partnerships can be a valuable asset that provides support, extends your reach, and keeps costs down. Make every dollar count. Kawasaki encourages entrepreneurs to practice frugality, treating every dollar as precious. Being frugal doesn't mean sacrificing quality, but rather making careful choices about where and how to spend. For example, rather than renting a fancy office space, consider working from home or a co-working space until the business can support the added expense. Instead of investing in expensive marketing campaigns, utilize organic marketing channels, such as social media and content marketing. Kawasaki also discusses the idea of good enough spending. In a bootstrap business, the goal isn't to have the best or the most expensive resources, but rather to have resources that are sufficient to meet the immediate needs. Over time, as revenue grows, there will be opportunities to upgrade and improve In the meantime, Kawasaki stresses that spending wisely and avoiding debt are paramount, embracing constraints as a source of innovation. One of the key lessons Kawasaki shares in this chapter is that constraints can actually drive innovation. Limited resources force entrepreneurs to think creatively, finding unique ways to solve problems and reach customers. Kawasaki suggests viewing constraints as opportunities to develop a unique approach or solution that could become a competitive advantage. For example, a lack of funding for marketing might lead a startup to explore grassroots marketing tactics or to leverage existing communities and networks. When financial resources are limited, entrepreneurs are often more cautious, which can lead to more thoughtful decision-making, staying focused and patient. Lastly, Kawasaki emphasizes that bootstrapping requires patience and focus. Building a business without external funding is often a slower process, but this approach allows entrepreneurs to stay true to their vision without external pressure. Kawasaki advises founders to stay focused on long-term goals rather than quick wins, recognizing that growth achieved through bootstrapping is often more sustainable. In this chapter, Kawasaki makes it clear that bootstrapping is not about struggling or sacrificing, but rather about creating a lean, resilient, and adaptable foundation for future growth. By being mindful of costs, leveraging free resources, and focusing on customer-generated revenue, startups can grow steadily and maintain control over their destiny. Through careful management and a strong sense of purpose, bootstrapping becomes a powerful path to success. Chapter 8. The Art of Partnering. In Chapter 8, Kawasaki delves into the art of partnerships and alliances, which he sees as crucial for business growth. He explains that the right partnerships can provide access to resources, open doors to new audiences, and accelerate growth. However, partnerships require trust, clear communication, and mutual benefit. Kawasaki provides several guidelines for forming effective partnerships. Choose partners with shared values. A partnership will only work if both sides share similar values and goals. Kawasaki advises entrepreneurs to seek partners whose missions align with theirs, as this builds a foundation of trust. Create a win-win arrangement. Kawasaki emphasizes that for a partnership to be sustainable, both parties must benefit. He suggests finding ways to create value for your partner as well as yourself. Clearly define roles and expectations. Miscommunication is a common pitfall in partnerships, so Kawasaki stresses the importance of clearly defining each party's roles, responsibilities, and expectations upfront to avoid future conflicts. By aligning with the right partners, businesses can amplify their impact, reach new audiences, and benefit from shared resources, but only when those partnerships are structured carefully. Chapter 9. The Art of Branding. Branding is about more than just a logo or a tagline. It's the perception people have of your company. And Chapter 9 is dedicated to building a brand that resonates. Kawasaki explains that successful branding requires consistency, clarity, and an emotional connection with customers. Key elements Kawasaki advises focusing on include: define your brand's core values. Kawasaki insists that a brand's core values are the foundation upon which everything else is built. These values need to align with what the brand stands for and reflect the purpose behind the products or services. Build a unique identity. He suggests that brands should focus on being memorable by creating a unique look, feel, and tone of voice that distinguishes them from competitors. Whether it's Apple's clean, minimalist branding or Nike's motivational messaging, creating an identity that resonates emotionally with customers builds loyalty. Be consistent across channels, whether on social media, email, or in person. Kawasaki stresses that brand messaging should be consistent everywhere. This helps reinforce a recognizable identity that customers come to associate with trust and reliability. By focusing on these principles, entrepreneurs can create brands that inspire trust and loyalty, drawing in customers who feel emotionally connected to what the brand stands for. Chapter 10. The Art of Rainmaking. In Chapter 10, titled The Art of Rainmaking, Guy Kawasaki dives into the critical skill of generating revenue, what he calls rainmaking. For startups, rainmaking is about creating and closing sales, fostering revenue streams, and ensuring a steady cash flow to sustain and grow the business. Kawasaki breaks down strategies to help entrepreneurs become effective rainmakers, emphasizing the importance of focusing on the customer, offering real value, and cultivating relationships. Understanding what customers really need. Kawasaki starts by emphasizing that successful rainmaking begins with understanding what customers genuinely need. Many entrepreneurs make the mistake of focusing on the features of their product rather than the benefits it provides to customers. Kawasaki urges startups to deeply analyze their customers' pain points and prioritize solutions that address these issues directly. By focusing on customer needs rather than simply pushing a product, entrepreneurs can create offerings that resonate with the target market. This customer-first approach fosters trust, builds credibility, and makes customers more likely to invest in the product or service. Make your product easy to buy. To maximize sales, Kawasaki emphasizes making it easy for customers to buy. This includes offering a seamless purchasing experience, from clear product descriptions to straightforward payment options. Simplifying the buying process removes friction and increases the likelihood of closing a sale. Kawasaki also advises startups to reduce barriers to entry for new customers. This might mean offering flexible payment plans, free trials, or limited-time discounts. By lowering initial costs or risks, startups can attract more customers and encourage them to try the product. Building relationships, not just closing deals. One of the key points Kawasaki highlights in this chapter is that rainmaking is about building long-term relationships, not just closing one-time sales. Entrepreneurs should aim to cultivate strong connections with customers, as loyal customers are more valuable in the long run than one-off transactions. Kawasaki advises being proactive in customer engagement by following up after sales, responding to feedback, and ensuring customer satisfaction. By going beyond the sale to create meaningful relationships, entrepreneurs can increase repeat business, inspire word-of-mouth referrals, and establish a loyal customer base that sustains growth over time. Product. Sell the dream, not just the product. Another crucial rainmaking strategy Kawasaki discusses is selling the dream or vision that the product represents. Customers are more likely to buy into an idea or movement than a mere product. For example, a company selling eco-friendly products might focus on promoting the dream of a more sustainable world, attracting customers who resonate with this vision. By positioning the product as part of a larger purpose or aspiration, Kawasaki explains, startups can appeal to customers on an emotional level, fostering a sense of belonging and connection with the brand. Embrace evangelism and leverage word of mouth. Kawasaki also explores the importance of turning customers into brand evangelists. When customers love a product, they naturally want to share their experiences with others. Entrepreneurs should aim to create memorable experiences that inspire customers to recommend the product to their friends, family, and social networks. According to Kawasaki, one of the most powerful tools for rainmaking is word-of-mouth marketing. A satisfied customer who becomes an advocate can spread awareness more effectively than traditional marketing. Kawasaki suggests encouraging this organic advocacy by building a product worth talking about, offering excellent customer service, and maintaining a consistent brand presence. Develop a strong sales pitch. Creating a compelling sales pitch is another vital component of rainmaking. Kawasaki advises keeping pitches concise, focused, and centered on the value the product provides. He suggests using a storytelling approach, weaving in real-life examples of how the product has made a difference for customers. By illustrating the impact of the product, entrepreneurs can create a pitch that resonates with potential customers and inspires action. He also recommends tailoring the pitch to different audiences. Understanding the unique needs and preferences of each group allows entrepreneurs to craft pitches that are more relevant and persuasive. Be persistent, but know when to let go. Persistence is essential in rainmaking, but Kawasaki warns against coming across as overly aggressive. There's a fine line between being persistent and pushy, and Kawasaki encourages entrepreneurs to find the balance. Rainmaking often requires multiple touchpoints with potential customers, but it's crucial to respect boundaries and avoid high-pressure tactics. Kawasaki advises entrepreneurs to develop resilience and embrace rejection as part of the process. Not every potential customer will say yes, and sometimes it's better to let go of certain prospects and focus on those who show genuine interest. Continually refine and adapt. Lastly, Kawasaki highlights the importance of continuously refining the rainmaking process. Customer needs and market conditions are always changing, so entrepreneurs should be adaptable and willing to tweak their approaches. This might mean adjusting the sales pitch, expanding payment options, or even evolving the product based on customer feedback. By remaining agile and responsive, startups can stay aligned with customer expectations, ensuring that their rainmaking strategies remain effective and relevant over time. In this chapter, Kawasaki illustrates that rainmaking isn't just about selling a product, it's about building connections, creating value, and fostering loyalty. With a customer-focused approach, a compelling vision, and a willingness to adapt, entrepreneurs can become skilled rainmakers and secure the revenue needed to grow and sustain their businesses. Chapter 11. The Art of Being a Mensch. The final chapter, Chapter 11, is perhaps the most philosophical. Kawasaki introduces the concept of being a mensch, a Yiddish term that describes someone of integrity, kindness, and honor. He believes that true success isn't just measured by profit but by the positive impact an entrepreneur makes on others. Kawasaki shares several key traits of a mensch. Practice humility. Kawasaki advises entrepreneurs to stay humble, regardless of their success. He believes that humility builds respect, trust, and genuine connections. Help others without expecting anything in return. A mensch is someone who gives freely, helps others, and doesn't expect anything in return. Kawasaki suggests that entrepreneurs who contribute to their communities and help others build a positive legacy. Stand by your values. He stresses that integrity is vital to lasting success. By staying true to one's values and not compromising for personal gain, entrepreneurs can build reputations that inspire loyalty and trust. Kawasaki concludes by encouraging entrepreneurs to aim for success, not only in financial terms but also by striving to make a positive impact on the people and communities around them. In his view, being a mensch is the highest achievement a person can reach, as it leaves a lasting legacy far beyond monetary gain.